Hey guys, it's Gus here. This is Beyond Wonder, and today we're talking about this little guy, the Anbernic RG406V. Now I've had to be honest, I'm fairly new to retro handhelds. The Odin 2 was actually my first one. Before that, I used to do all the emulators on my Android phone, and I used to fiddle with them as well a little bit with the iPhone in most recent months. But I recently started getting into them thanks to Retro Game Corps. And I actually got this one here from my wife for my birthday, and I'm just super grateful for her, so a little shout out to her. Honestly, I love this thing. I've actually been using it more than the Odin 2, just because it's so much smaller than the Odin 2. It's easier to hold and take around with me. I've been throwing it in my bag. I even took it recently to Disney, and it was a lot of fun. I even played a little bit on it on the road while we were driving to Orlando, and it's just great to have this so easily accessible and on the go. Now, it is going to be kind of chunky compared to other devices that are in a similar form factor, kind of that 4-inch screen type of device. But either way, that chunkiness helps it be really comfortable and ergonomic. It has more curves than other devices that you might see, like the Trim UI brick or things of that sort. So that kind of gives it an easier grip to hold. My first impression when I got the Anbernic RG406V, I was a little shocked actually by the color and the size. That was the first two things that shocked me. It is the beige color, that's the one I have, but the colors of the joysticks and the beige don't match, so it looks a little off, a little weird. It's not very cohesive, and that's a little bit unfortunate. I guess I was expecting something like the Odin 2 for some reason, even though the Odin 2's pixely says it's white while this says beige. Either way, I wish the joysticks matched both colors. I actually really like the other colors that it has. It has a black transparent color as well. I think next time I'll go for something like that. The buttons are themed like the SNES buttons. They're okay. I'm not the biggest fan of the buttons. They're pretty clicky when I click them. I don't know, I just wish it had a better feel to it, like kind of like the Odin 2. Honestly, the Odin 2 for me is that standard that I look for now. Of course, this is going to be much cheaper than the Odin 2. So for example, if you're on the Anbernic website, the price that you can get it for is $153 actually, so that's pretty good. That's for the beige white standard version. It doesn't come with any TF card with preloaded games. It's just the device with 120 gigabytes of storage. And honestly, that's enough for most people, especially if you already have an SD card with your games. The joysticks that it uses is the Hall effect joysticks, and they're great. In my opinion, they go perfectly for my thumbs, just in the right place. It's not that easy when I'm using it like in bed. If I'm laying up, it feels like it's gonna fall a little bit. It's not heavy, it's just not the most natural position, but either way, it still feels good when you're using it in a regular stance, whether you're sitting down or you're standing up somewhere waiting for something. It's great. It does have this LED rings on both joysticks, which is a really nice touch. You can change the colors of it. You can put rainbow mode or a chasing mode where wherever you move the joystick, it follows. It's very cool actually. I did want to get a little bit into the specs, so let's talk about it a little bit. This Android device comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM. It has 128 gigabytes on device storage. Of course, you can put a SD card, whether it's 128, 256, 512, whatever you fancy really. It comes with Android 13. This is a Unisonic T820 processor, and the GPU is a quad-core Mali G57. Now, what this honestly means is it can play a lot of emulation, so that can do all the way up to PS2 and GameCube, really. That's what I've actually mainly used this for. I grew up playing a lot of GameCube, so all the games I have here are just GameCube games, really. Of course, you have Game Boy Advance and all the other ones, and PS2, PS1. You can pretty much play it all. So when it comes to Switch and Wii U, you might be able to, but that's where a device like the Odin 2 or the Odin 2 Portal that's coming out, the Steam Deck, or any of those devices can do just right for you. It is a really nice screen. It's going to be 4 inches, 720p resolution. That's 960 by 720. It's a great screen. It's not OLED, of course. It is an IPS LCD screen, but still, it's beautiful and it looks really, really crisp when you're using it, especially because of the size, which is 4 inches. It has the speakers in the bottom, a headphone jack in the bottom as well. The charging happens on the top through USB-C, has the fans here in the top and the back. The cool thing is it also supports display through the USB-C, so you can connect this to your TV or your monitor to play with others. It works just great. And thankfully the fans aren't that loud, especially when you're gaming. Now if you do put it on full blast, which you can do here in the notification center area, it is going to come out a bit strong, but it doesn't bother honestly that much when I'm playing. I think it's just perfect. You can kind of hear a little bit if I put it up to the microphone. it even has a shortcut button, which I love. I think this is super useful. I kind of wish the Odin 2 had something just like that. I've been using it a ton. It lets me basically swap between the launcher I'm using, which is ESDE launcher, and it also lets me go to the Android homepage. Sometimes I'll go between Android, then I'll go back to ESDE, and then back to Android, which is super great. The battery that it has is actually a 5500 milliamp hour battery. It says it takes about 3.5 hours to charge. The battery lasts for quite a while actually. I've been getting about 8 hours or so whenever I use this, and I never have to recharge mid-gaming or anything like that. I just go ahead and connect it and call it a day. I mean, honestly, I think overall it's a really nice device. It's a good price for them as well. I think you can get a lot out of it. It's very powerful for the form factor it is. And I recommend it if you're looking for something that's like this, that's kind of this handheld 4-inch screen, kind of Game Boy type of device. You can get it on the Anbernic website or on AliExpress or something like that. And I mean, that's really all I gotta say about the Anbernic RG406V. It's a nice device. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you're gonna get it or if you already have it and what you think about it, let me know. And I also talked about the Odin 2 in another video I just posted, so you can check that out right over here. If you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe. This is a new channel I just made. It's called Beyond Wonder, where we talk about all tech and innovation and just get excited about these things that are coming out and all new things that will be coming out in the future as well. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys around in the next one.